guys, Ralph here. True Power Trumpet Fitness, and welcome to a wonderful Wednesday. And it is a wonderful Wednesday. It's actually a beautiful day. Can't wait to get out. Anyway, yeah, you saw the thumbnail. If the tone is right, it's right. That's a very, very important thing that I want you to get the concept in your mind. Yes, I have talked to Jerry pretty much every day, and he's doing well. Just wants to talk about trumpet. His heart and lungs are doing well. Kidneys, not so much, but for the time being, yeah, solid. So I have played a little bit. Let's see what we got, and then we will get to it. Anyway, double C's that knocked the walls down in Arbin. Yeah. So, if the tone's good, if the tone is right, it's right. Now, let me explain. Tone is a completely subjective thing. And I'm not sure if any two people anywhere have the exact same concept of tone in their mind. Who knows? Nobody knows. Okay? We might all think Herseth sounds wonderful. But when it comes to, again, who knows? Who knows what we're actually hearing in our mind? Nobody knows. And I'm not going to try to act like it is. But it is absolutely subjective. Okay? And what may sound good to you may sound horrible to me. And vice versa. Okay? I get people every day saying I don't sound good. So, yeah. So, again, the tone, so subjective. But with that said, there has to be a foundation. There has to be a home base where we agree that a couple things have to be there in order for the tone to sound good. Okay? And I've got two things that have got to be there. And they're pretty much joined at the hip. Okay, but there has to be a center of tone, and it has to be in tune. And I'm not sure if you can have one without the other. I'm not sure if you can be in tune without a centered tone. And I don't know if it's a centered tone if you're not going to be in tune, right? And that's not talking timbre. That's not talking round or brilliant or whatever the case may be, dark, bright. That's not what I'm talking about. Centered. Okay? And in tune. So many guys I see who could just be playing a trumpet call, taps, or whatever in a church, whatever the case may be. Above it goes flat. It goes flat. And it may just be this glorious round tone. Well, guys, if it's out of tune, what do you got? What have you got? Nothing. That's what it is. Now, some of these things, you know, if you're playing by yourself, you can get away with it, but guys, if it's not in tune, so center and intonation. The rest, there's the subjective part. I'm not going to tell you what's right and what's wrong. How many times have I done a lesson? Oh man, you sound fabulous. And the next week he's got a different mouthpiece. I want a little richer, you know. Okay, that may sound a little centered to you, as opposed to the rich sound, maybe, but if it's centered and it is in tune, and if it sounds right, it's right. Okay, now there's two things that will tell you if it's right. How many guys playing a scale, Clark study, whatever? Is that right? Yeah, it sounds great. It's right. Okay, now there's two things. Number one, the feel. At the end of the day, we're playing by feel, and I've talked about this ad nauseum, and you guys know what the feel is supposed to be. If it's locked in and whatnot, the feel is right. 99% of the time, if it feels right, it's going to sound right. Okay? But especially at the beginning, you might be confusing exactly what's the right feel and the wrong feel. Okay? But here's another thing. Many times, you got it locked in, and it starts to let go, but you can still keep playing. And you can still sound relatively go, even though you're losing your grip. Happens all the time, right? Okay? But, guys, feel you have to be able to stop during the practice when you start losing the feel. But the tone, get it in your mind. Get it in your mind. And guys, this is something that came up at the intensive. The 5 guys that are sitting around, by the end of the day, one of the things that they love so much about the intensive, that's what he's talking. And you can hear it plain as day in the tone when the compression is right. It is plain as day, to the point where you should be able to go into a band rehearsal of people you don't even know, and you don't have to say anything, but just up and down. Oh, he's compressing. He's not. Oh, he's compressing up to a certain point. Then it's as plain as day. And when you have the right feel and you know what the right sound is, then you got it. You don't need me anymore if you have those two things. Okay? Now, how many times have I done clinics with Jerry? And you've all been there. Okay? You go into the room with all the vendors, and there's literally hundreds of people. Trumpet players just honking away on this mouthpiece, that trumpet, that flugelhorn, whatever. Okay? And I can hear immediately if the person is compressing correctly. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not necessarily functional players. You can get away with playing wrong. You absolutely can. Lots of guys do it. Okay? But I can hear it immediately. And my students can after a while too. They hear it's plain as day if the compression is right, because the tone is right. Okay? If it's centered, clear, brilliant, in tune, no air, no rasp, it's probably right. Now, many of the orchestral guys, and it's hard to get an actual word to describe tone, but many of the tones sound hollow, for lack of a better term. When you're trying to keep your tongue on the bottom of the mouth, anchored down the bottom, I can't even do it anymore, and go for this wah, there's no compression there. And yes, you play a C trumpet and everything, and you can sustain that for a certain amount of time. But like I said earlier, you get above the staff and you lose it completely. But I can hear it before they even get out of the first note. Even though it may be in tune and whatnot, I can hear there's no compression. And I know that they're not right. And I know that there's going to be problems down the road when they go above the staff. Okay, or try to play loud. That's another one. Without compression, you're not playing loud. You're just blasting. Anyway, if the tone is right, it's right. Okay? Now, being able to sustain the tone throughout the registers, very important. There's no reason why the double C should have to turn into a squeak. It should be just as full as your high C. There's no reason it can't be, as long as the tongue remains thick or thicker as you go higher. That's the key. Okay? So keep in touch with the feel. The feel will tell you, and that we were playing mostly by feel, and the tone. The two are absolutely joined at the hip, intertwined. If one's right, the other one's going to be right. If the other one's wrong, again, it doesn't happen all the time, but sooner or later, it's going to catch up with you if it's not right. And once again, when you start looking for it, when you know what you're looking for, it's as clear as the nose on your face. It's as plain as can be who's playing with compression and who's not. Dave Steinmeier, no question, he was compressed to the max. Some of these orchestral guys, no question, they are not. That's why, they're playing fourth trumpet in a major symphony and they have to ice their chops down after performance. They're not compressing. It's not right. Anyway, that's it, guys. So, I'll see you tomorrow. Eat and drink your fruits and vegetables. Listen, 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 along with the feel, and you got it. Love you all. Talk tomorrow.